to gain this perspective is that there is a moment in every network marketer's career. Call it an epiphany, call it a defining moment, call it whatever you want. It's like one moment they have a perspective that might sound like, well, I'd like to, and that would be nice, and I'm trying, and I love sharing the products, and I love Young Living, and I love going to the events. Sounds like that. But then there's always at the end of it a but. And the but is, I can't, I won't, they won't let me, no one will listen to me, I'm not, right? Like that. So if you interview diamonds or people in any company, so this is not Young Living, this is universal. If you interview people that have crushed it in network marketing and you have them forensically go back and have them describe where were you and what happened in the moment that you decided to build this. And in almost every case, not every case, but almost every case, it's an event. An event just flipped them. And they didn't see it coming. And it might have been what somebody said in front of the room. And it might have been what somebody said over a cup of coffee. It might have been what their next door neighbor said to them. And it might not have been what anybody said, just the fact that they're in the same room or hotel or city with hundreds or thousands of people who are all vibrating at the same frequency. And all of a sudden they're like, so the first time I actually got this, Greg, what was his name? It was a long time ago. So anyway, there was this guy that I was working with for years. And you know, he wanted to, and he went to all the meetings, I want to, but, right? And then one day he just, boom, took off, went right to the top, won all the contests. So a couple years later, I was interviewing him, and I said, so, Greg, what happened? I mean, I taught you everything I know 57 different times, and you didn't do anything. And then all of a sudden, you went and did everything. What did you learn? And he said this to me. He said, well, you know, at the event, they announced the contest to Cancun. And so I decided I was going to win it. Let me get this straight. I've been coaching you and training you for, at that time, I think it's like 10 years or something. And you've been to all kinds of events, and you've had contests dangled in front of you all 10 years. And was it because it was for Cancun? Was that it? Or was it a contest? And what I realized later, he had no idea, right? But what it was he just put himself in the place where the possibility could shift it. And once he decided, you know, the thing was Cancun, but it could have been anything. Somebody could have said, you know, whatever, and people say, I'm going to do this. You're all in this group because you likely at some point in your Young Living career just had this sort of declaration that came from every cell in your body. Not that you want to get to Diamond. I doubt if you're in this group just because you want to get to Diamond. You had a visceral declaration that you're going to get to Diamond, right? So what would be valuable is for you to trace back what happened, that you had that declaration, that epiphany, that breakthrough. Like, where were you? What were you listening to? So what do I mean by events? I don't just mean national convention. I don't mean passion rallies necessarily, although those are obviously events. But events could be watching a video. Events could be reading a book. Events could be, you know, you get in the car and you drive for 2 days with somebody, like one of your girlfriends, you're going to work a trade show, right? And so you just put yourself in the place where everybody in that place is vibrating at the same frequency, and it doesn't have anything to do with what people say. Because it wasn't that there was a contest at Cancun that changed Greg. He just used that. What it was he was in enough events for him to just have that breakthrough. And so, if you believe that, if you concur with that observation, which is a good 35 years of observation since that happened with Greg, there's a strategy that can come from that. So, let's say everyone wants to get to diamond. So, okay, how do I get to diamond? Okay, well, I need $250,000 a month. And so, if you look at the Young Living culture, like the whole culture, the way the whole culture tends to manage growth and rank advancement is sales. I need 250,000 in sales. I need, whatever it is, 15 or 30,000 in each leg. And so you're thinking, like if you were my team, the culture of Young Living is kind of, okay, you buy more, you buy more, you buy more. This month, buy this, 10% off, buy this, buy 2 of these, get 1 of these. Buy more, keep buying more so that I can rank advance, right? That is a horrible, exhausting way to create volume. Here's a better way. Like, let's say you were all members in one of my legs. You're just members. So that means 95% of you are just customers. You have no idea there's an opportunity. It's like went right over your head, right? So the best way for me to create volume out of all of you, whatever volume I need, is to find one, inspire one of you, and only one of you, and it doesn't have to be the one I sponsored. So if I sponsored Christine and all the rest of you are down from Christine, it doesn't have to be her. It could be any of you. You could be 7 levels deep, right? I just need one of you for all the lights to come on. What's the best way to do that? Pump more product down you? Have you choke on a new product or more product? No. Get you to events. All of you. So that might start with, maybe there's a video. So they don't have to go anywhere, they don't have to pay any money, or they don't have to leave their house. But a video is an event. You kind of, if it's good, you sort of like, I'm there, I'm watching, right? So what if I sent every one of you a video? Like an inspiring, why build a big business in Young Living to all of you. And most of you are like, I'm just a customer, I don't care. I send it to you anyway. So if there's 100 of you and I send you a video, well, 90 of you aren't even going to watch it. Like 10 of you will open it. 4 of you will actually watch the whole thing. Now, if you send it on the right platform, you actually know which 4 opened it and watched the whole thing, right? So who do you focus on? The 4 that watched the video, right? Those are your best potential leaders. And that's just one event. So what's the second event? Well, I could send the video again, right? Because the 90 people that didn't even open it, I would send it to them again. I would keep sending it to them until they opened it. And you might say, well, why would I send it to them? They don't want anything to do with the opportunity. How many of you didn't want anything to do with the opportunity? Hello? We don't leave it up to them. We're like Green Eggs and Ham, right? You don't want it in a box. How about with a fox? No fox? Tree? Right? You just keep showing it to them in a way, dancing with them. That's how people go from customers to builders. So maybe I have a campaign where I send the same video once a month for a year to all of you. I focus on the ones that open it, but I just keep sending it to all of you. And then maybe I have another video that's a little bit longer, I send it to all of you. And then, maybe there's some kind of an event that you have with your team, local event, whatever. I just keep inviting all of you to come. I keep inviting all of you to, hey, how about get 5 or 6 people over and let me do an oil class for them and maybe you get your product for free, right? That's an event. And what happens to people when they have an event and they get a check? Boy, a lot of people, their lights went on when they got a check, right? Those are events. So then maybe it's passion rally. So I'm probably out of time. So let me just like boil it down to this. So let's say your whole mission in 2019 is that you need to get to diamond, but you need one good, solid new leg, right? And what's the best strategy for that? Let's say it's January 2019. Like the best strategy in the world for that was you spend from January 1st to June 1st recruiting as many people as you can to come to convention in that leg. All legs, but that leg. Why? Because you can promote product all day long to those people, and it's not going to make a quantum leap difference in that leg. It'll make a linear difference. You can take your average PV per active distributor from 100 to 200, that's a 20% increase. You need a 2,000% increase. That only happens through exponential growth of the sales force, and exponential growth of the sales force only happens from leadership. One person says, I'm going to do this, all of a sudden, 6 months later, there's 100 people in the room. That never happens from customers until they become builders. So a strategy, this might sound a little extreme to you, I'm not suggesting it's your only strategy, but just think about it. If what you were looking to do is create a new monster leg on your team, a strategy would be, I'm not saying this is the only thing you do, but maybe the most important thing you do is just have your primary focus be how many new people in that leg I'm getting to convention. If you have a passion rally in between, passion rally. But convention is like, I mean, that's the biggest. I mean, it's hard to come here, right? How do you come here for 4 days and leave Sunday going, well, I love these products. I mean, somebody's going to spend like $2,000. If people come, they're not coming. They may say, oh, I'm coming to learn all about the products. People don't spend $2,000 in a week of their life to learn about products. Somewhere in here, they want to be like those people. And so if you got 10 people here, I mean, that's a strategy. Get 10 people to convention and don't let them wander around on their own. Mother hen them for 4 days, because this is like getting dropped on Mars. Everybody's an alien, they have no idea what's going on, they get lost, they get freaked out. Mother hen them. Every morning, night, you just like tether them all like 10 kids. You know, Kimmy and I, we went over to the thing today, right? We didn't even get in the front door and I lost her. And I'd find her for like 45 minutes. So, like, let's say you live 1,000 miles away, rent a motorhome, put them all in the motorhome, come here. By the time they get here, you'll have leaders. I'm telling you, that works. Mother hen them for 3 or 4 days and then all go home in the motorhome together where you're planning and strategizing. Anyway, the point is, your best access for volume is facilitating the epiphany, the birthing of a leader. And a leader is simply somebody who makes a declaration with every fiber of their being that they're going to do this. The this, they define. And they define it however they want to. Might be defined by rank, it might be defined by whatever, doesn't matter. But they create a vision, but the flavor of that vision is that they're going to make it happen, that it's inevitable. And what happens for people that make that kind of declaration is they need very little training, they need very little guidance, they just need to be supported and championed, and they go make something happen. That doesn't mean they go to Royal Crown Diamond. They actually get, very quickly, they rise to their own level of leadership. It's like the Peter Principle in network marketing. They promote themselves to a level of incompetence, which might be silver, it might be gold, it might be platinum, but that's how you get that volume. And then what you do with people that Peter Principle out is you go to work with them on their leadership and their personal development so that they can see how they can be the leader that goes to the next level. Does that make sense? Am I out of time?
That was awesome.
Bye.
Yeah.